Eastern Standard Time on this Saturday, July 12th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So on a day where we've had some drops, we've had some real profound back tests, but to me, it looks like standard operating procedure here. I feel very comfortable with what I've seen today. It feels like a standard operating back test. XLM's out in front, which it makes sense because XLM started this rally out in front as well. And we've had some significant back tests here, and I'm very, very happy with what's going on, if I'm being honest. You know, and it's just, I like what I've seen today. It takes a little bit of cojones if you're trying to buy something on back test of some that might have the potential of a building rally that starts to signal a golden cross, or at least possibly making one. Others have already formed that golden cross in the 4-hourlies and now back tested it. And so far on the day, we don't know if it held, but if you hold the daily candle over it, that's a big sign, huge sign, significant sign. So that's where we're trying to go. That's why I did the live later. I did a live earlier today, and on Saturday, you never know if I'll do one or two. I didn't do an update or a short. I spent the whole day with my son, but now he's trying to fall asleep. So I decided I would wait until after so we could get into the close together. And I'll explain all of this. I'll explain to you the ones that are in the Golden Cross formation, like a pending Golden Cross. And this will be in the 4-hour time frame on most. And then I'll show you the ones that haven't quite completed that, even the Golden Cross in general. And I'll show you the difference between the two and show you just how far ahead, like light years ahead, XRP is in that regard. Because XRP is so far ahead right now. So far ahead of these other ones. Like, you're talking, we've already done the Golden Cross, we've back tested, so now we can get into the daily time frame. And in the daily, XRP, because it never gave back anything, it's just so far ahead. To me, this looks like a massive flag that looks like it played out. And now if it plays bullish, we should, and this is why I always say this is a shocking move, because out of this formation, it should push us if it plays to the whole potential. And that doesn't mean it's going to do it overnight, but out of this whole potential, like your $3,500, if you still have it from 34 cents with me, you're looking at that's probably going to be worth 53,000. You know, by the time that this finishes, if it plays true. If it doesn't play true, yeah, we could come back down sooner rather than later and hit that fair value gap at $1.50. But we've left other ones. That's why I always tell everybody it's only like 95% of the time. And I say only because that leaves 5%. That's 5 out of 100. You know, that's a lot. That means that you never really know. It's kind of like playing Russian roulette all the time. There's one at 92 cents if you want to put it in perspective. So we came down to $1.62, and that just might be as far as it goes. And that's okay. I don't know why anybody would be mad. So now we're looking at the scenario here with, if this does play truthfully, we're going to hit our target here at some point. And it's not at $3. It's not at $4. It's not even at $5. It's the same target we talked about before this bull market started. The descending wedge breakout target, and that's at $5.49. If it played out 100% perfect, it'd be $6.79. But that would have some other things that have to happen when it gets to $5.49. But the significance of this is I drew this out. Not this hook part right here, because I redid it once it formed it. But I drew the first part of this out with this little squiggly line to show before this ever happened what would have to happen for this to be bullish. And literally, if I had to draw the cup and handle out years in advance, that's how I would have drawn it. And I did draw it like that. You guys know, you've been in the audience. And we watched this descending consolidation happen, and we were calling the end of 24 for years. It just sucked waiting. It was painful. But once it happened, it happened. But now we're in that cup and handle breakout like this. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord have mercy. Please let this happen. It's just like, and it won't just, trust me. It won't just be XRP. I get that. Okay? I understand. But it's not us buying XRP at $2.50 right now, or $2.80. And only making 1x on the way up. When you start to get to these zones, it gets pretty substantial. You know, so, but yeah. It'll be a double up of the portfolio. But this is what can happen if these plays out, you know, if these play out properly. Hold on, I got a message here. I want to respond real quick. All right. So the potential here is, you know, you're talking about huge potential. And in all honesty, in a cup and handle like this, it should break out. And it is breaking out. And we got validation. We should go up. And now, are there going to be other ones that actually, you know, are going to outperform it? Probably. But you can't look at it like that, because XRP's done this from 34 cents. Or, I mean, 38 cents in 24, because I'm going with most of the other ones, wherever they were at. But XRP's done it from 38 cents, remember, from that last big drop. And now it's sitting at, what is it right now? $2.73 approximately. It's outrageously high compared to the rest. So when it gets to 5 something, people are, oh, it's only going to be at $5. Yeah, it might only be for you. It's that big of a move, but that's another 23 to 25,000. Look at it. 10,000 tokens is $27,000. It's starting to price people out big time. You know, big time. This is where it starts to get interesting. Does XRP keep up with some of the other ones, or are the ones that are a little bit behind at no fault of XRP because it's still going to do its thing? Are they going to outpace it? I think that's probably what's going to happen from here on going forward. I think you're going to see a lot more of XRP having 8-9% days when others have 60, 70, 30, 25. And it's not because it's not moving. Think about it if you have it from 34 cents. A 34-cent move right now wouldn't really measure a lot. You know, it'd be like, what, 13%? But for you, you'd still make 100% from the original 35. So it's compounding. Like 35 cents is still $3,500. You know, no matter how you slice it. On 10,000, I don't know. I guess some of you can, or not 35. Yeah, 3,500. I think some of you understand what I mean. So these are going to start to become bigger and bigger and faster moves. And I know, and I always preface it by saying, I understand it's not just XRP. So the ones who are against it, I get it. But we're talking about an asset that's gone from 28 cents or 28.5 cents in the last bear market at its low, and now it's sitting at $2.73. So I think that's worth noting. I think there's a lot to discuss about it, and I think it's a valuable topic to at least keep informed about. But I also find it interesting to try to find the ones too that are going to be destined to make these exact same, because XRP's at like 7, what is it, 6, 7x right now? 7, 8? 8? Holy shit, it's at 8x right now. Yeah, so it's at 8x again. So some of the other ones aren't anywhere yet. But I feel like they're going to catch up. I really do. And XRP is going to keep going. I think we'll just... if the only question is where's the retracements? I just feel like with all the shorts that are taken out here and all the other things that are happening right now, we really need to backtest and have continuation now. And now we've backtested. Now the next step would be continuation. So I'm not worried in the very least. Okay. Oh, perfect. See, he did fall asleep. I knew he'd fall asleep if I started talking and do my live. Oh, but he made it to 7:20. Not bad. Yeah. But I did a series of things we have to talk about. As if you're in the Telegram, you're far ahead. But I waited. I had sold out some of them, and I waited for this back test. And I kind of pinpointed when before it happened. And I'm so in tune and lockstep right now with all of this stuff. Like Casper, this one hasn't made the golden cross yet in the 4 hourly. It's still working on it. We haven't even had even a close attempt yet, but it's so significantly behind. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity here. I own a position, and I almost did it with the group trade, but I didn't do it. I ended up doing it on my own. It's my own position of AVAX because of where it's at. It's the same fundamentals. I kept studying it after the person said it earlier today to look at it. I don't remember who said it in this morning's live, but I also have MXC. I actually bought 1,000,000 tokens, 1.222 million on crypto.com and to see if those play out as well. But that's not significant. We won't talk about that because I'll put that as if it never happened. But just for transparency, I have to at least mention it for 1 millisecond. But I'm trying to play the fear right now because there's an overwhelming amount of shorts. If you're paying attention to that kind of stuff, it's overwhelming right now. There's a overwhelming amount of shorts being taken out in the futures market. And it's like if I was a betting man, this is like in Vegas when you're watching like sports betting and 95% of them, or what, 70 to 90% of the money's on one team. And you're like, ooh, I don't know about this. I know that team should win. It seems like there's no reason why it should continue the other way. But this is a great spot. And then we could use the excuse that they were injured or this just had to happen. They're on a back-to-back. Like in the market right now, it's going to go up and they're going to say, oh, well, it had to continue. We were back testing the golden cross in the 4 hourly. We can't just break through. Some of them are breaking up, blah, 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 yada, yada. So this is how I do my own analytics. So right now, from an intriguing standpoint for me, it's like this. Just because of potential move. And yes, I'm back in that theta position that I made a lot of money on it the first time. But now I waited for the back test. But I'll show you these back tests I'm talking about. And I think it's worth staying in and just understanding where my logic is. So I tried to find the ones, and I've been paying attention to them, so it's not like it's just coming out of left field. So, okay, so when we're looking at, let's see, which one would be, before I click on it so I can remember. Because I like to see how good my memory is. And then we'll get into, I'll try to talk to as many people in the audience as I can. And then the people who don't want to be here will shuffle out, and the people who want to be here will, they'll settle in. So, one of them that hasn't made the move yet is Casper. So, Casper in the 4 hourly, and this will be a good teaching moment for everybody. When we talk about the golden cross, what we are talking about is this. So, it hasn't happened yet, and it's a leap of faith right now at this point. This is the 20-day moving average. See this red line? It's come through the 50-day moving average, which is right here. Exponential moving averages, EMA. Most people use the 50, 100, 200. I like the 20, 50, 100, 200. It gives you the 20 days up. And you don't have to wait that extra 30 days to form the 50 cross. So, now the 20, we're saying it's trying to work on forming a golden cross, which means we're taking a leap that this is overzealous, and now we're forming a double bottom potentially here in the 4 hourly. Now what we're looking for is a reversal. We're going to look for price action to get above 1148, 01148, like it did before. It came violently back to back test. But I can tell you for a fact this is a horseshit back test because look at there's literally no volume. There is so little volume that you'd have a better chance of seeing Elvis taking a shit on your toilet tonight than volume pouring into Casper in the down direction. Like, that's how little volume and how small of a chance that this volume brought us down this far. It's outrageous. So the moment some green volume comes in, and it will, and if it's meant to, and I think it is, it's going to end up popping out. So you look at that. So that's the pending golden cross. Now you have the ones that are back testing the golden cross, Alchemy Pay. So now we have the 20 has officially, and this one's a good one to use because this should make everybody a little more bullish. And you shouldn't worry about, this is a good test, everybody, to see if you have testicular fortitude. Because this is where a lot of people would have exited stage left, and I sit here going, oh man, I'm smelling the blood even more. I'm feeling even more confident, even though I'm down 2% right now in this position, or 3%, or whatever it got to. I'm like, oh my God, because I could hear the fear. So the 20 crossed the 50. See the 20? Cross the 50, the 100, and more importantly, the 200. Now it back tested that move on the 20-day. Overzealous move as well, right? Now we're looking for the continuation, and now we got some confirmation here. Once the 50 crosses the 200, you go, well, look at that. Look at that. We got some business going on here. This is going to get interesting. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, I'm not going nowhere until it breaks down. If it costs me 5-6%, so fucking be it. But I'm going to sit here until the ride's over. And if it goes down, it's still going to be a heart-thrilling ride, because I would have at least for a moment thought, oh my goodness, when the 50 crossed the 200, this is getting exhilarating. Now, to the untrained eye, they'd sit here and say, I don't understand. Look how fucking red that board is. Are you out of your mind? Right? But for the one who understands the technicals, it's not just numbers, it's not just lines, folks. Oh, it's not. It's not. Oh, it's a lot more than just what it looks like. I should put the MACD back on here. I think I have, hold on, let me see on another chart. Because I think I only put 2 things. Yeah, I could put the MACD back on here in theory. I believe I could. And I just like the standard moving average convergence. I don't need somebody else's oversold, bold. I don't care. It's just like with the volume. I just want the generic. Let me see the flow. Oh, we're on theta. So, I mean, theta, you're going to end up getting a big flip here very quickly. See how that sell volume? But go to the daily and go to the weekly so you can get a better look. See? That's why when people look in the 4 hourly and 2 hour, it's a little deceiving. If you look at the bigger flows, you can start to see what's actually been building. I mean, you're finally look at theta. You're finally getting that flip into green. Now, I have a hard time believing that this is just over. You know? I'd rather be kicked in the dick right now, or take it to the stones, leave my Groteskies hanging out, than just not try to take advantage of this back test. I sold our group position so that I could replot, reformulate, and reattempt something special. On the back test, I bought Alchemy Pay, like $222,000. Now, I bought Data, ZBCN, Casper, MXC, and some, but that's not part of the group because it doesn't have it in the copy trade. But with the group, and I'm glad you asked. I'm really glad that everybody asked and is interested this evening. IOTA, back tested before, right? I gotta keep it down because my son's sleeping. So IOTA back tested before, and we're attempting this breakout. Look at the money flow in the 4 hourly. We got this little bit of red, right? Or the actual flow. Oh my God, that's telling a different story, isn't it? Oh buddy. Oh buddy. It's almost like we're either about to collapse or we're about to actually break out of this in a very big way. And I am rooting for the breakout. I have been waiting. You all have been waiting. We deserve this continuation. And we don't need Bitcoin. We just need Bitcoin to be stable. We really don't need Bitcoin. We just need it to not roll over. Because if it rolls over, then we might fall. But that's the thing. I think Bitcoin could go to 122 before it goes down and retest, even if it has to go to 113.5. These golden crosses and these attempted ones, like look at Algo on the back test as well. I'm not just buying them for no reason. These are strategic buys because it's back testing these. And yeah, if it comes down farther, it comes down. But this is back testing this move. And the only thing left of that is that you power through the daily. And that's the biggest part of this move. And this would validate this move. And oh my God, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I am. And look at Algo's flow, man. You can't tell me something's not building there. We haven't seen this in been a while. You have to go back. We had a little bit of push here where we had some movement. Nice movement here. It doesn't look like a ton on the charts, but you're talking about going from 15 cents all the way to 26 when that happened. So, but I mean, it looks like we're having some major momentum flip here. So I'm looking for the ones in the 4-hour time frame. And you know what? I think I'm going to keep the MACD on here because I like it. It gives us a perspective here. And I think there's value. And then I can keep my EMA line, because I don't think you need to overdo it with them, but you can at least see. You can at least see. And the importance of this is these are short-term pattern flips right now, and they're coming up to the daily. Now, if you're looking at that and you're taking a flyer and saying, well, I think these can actually take the move up, you know, and another instance is like XDC. XDC's back testing in the 4-hourly an extended golden cross because it back tested and then made the move. These other ones that I showed you didn't make this move yet. Now XDC is making the reattempt to continue the 20-day, but it's broken to the top side. So it's a little bit different. It's like a day ahead, it looks like. So, and DGB is another one that's doing this back test. And I do have some on LBank. I had 2 million, but I decided to only have 1 million. That's a lot of money to have on LBank. So I have 1 million sitting there, and I'm letting it work right now. I think it said it was up a whole $75 right now. Maybe it was a little bit more because it's pulled back up now since I started. Because it had come down a little bit more. But this is another one. Golden cross back test. We're waiting for that surge. And the technical target or move here, if this plays out, is like 9-4. So that's where my head's at right now. And I'm trying to show you the formation and try to get you to understand like what it means and what you're looking for. And then like this is a little farther out because it stretched out and it had a big move before it ever stopped. So this is just kind of reattempting on the 4-hourly. And we've already passed the daily. So if you're looking at it from another perspective, it's kind of forward showing us that some of these that are behind, and I told the Telegram when ZBCN was about 8% down today, that for me, this is the spot for the back test on this breakout. And I have 2 million tokens, whether it plays out or not. This is the prior to the break pass, which could be the initial move out that forms this golden cross. This and Casper on a very similar spot. And they both had a similar breakout and a similar back test. And it's good that it did it like this because it's not leaving anything, you know, undone. So, you know, we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens here. Daly's looking very strong in the MACD. It's actually flipping green for the first time in this entire rundown. So I think something's happening here. So, but, you know, no matter how we look at the analysis, the market could break down. You know, it really could break down. It's just, I'm looking at it from the contrarian standpoint that I think it's set up for continuation. I think it's overzealous attack on the drop down on the weekend because the markets are closed. But remember, for the futures, the CME works, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange close works just the same way when it's dropping as when it's rising, when it comes from a lower number. You're going to always meet that by Monday. So let Bitcoin come down on Saturday and have to come back. It didn't do anything to scare us away. In fact, it gave us a lot of opportunity today. I mean, a lot of opportunity. And we'll just see if it pans out. You know, I'm not afraid. If anything, I'm laser focused. I'm not afraid when I feel money is possible. You know, but it's not like a gamble. It's a gamble, but at least you have some groundwork to play with. I get a little bit happy, and oh man, I can't even explain it. And I lose sometimes too, you know, it happens. But at least I have a set plan, and I'm looking for some kind of setup. And the first time it happened, we bought in, and it worked out in our favor. Now, if it works out in our favor again, this is going to be the sweet one. Because the continuation is always better than the start. It just is. There's nothing sweeter than having the continuation, and we should get it. You know, we really should. Unless, like, somehow they come out and they're like, oh, fuck it. You know, we just bombed this place, and oh my God, this blocking Moorhead is going over here, and, you know, I don't fucking know. I don't want to make fun of either side because the political people get too excited in my audience. For transparency, I don't give a fuck about any of them. I know the central banks control it all. You know, so I don't really care who it is. You could have a sock puppet in the office, and it would do the same job, so I really don't care. You know, anyhow, but I'm trying to look at this from that direction, and if that's the case, XRP set up for a monstrosity of a move. Monstrosity of a move. And I'm telling you, if you do this right, you're going to make more money doing this than you'll end up over a calendar year at your job, but not because you're trading every day. See, that's where people get it wrong. You're not trading every day. You're waiting every day. You're watching every day. You're doing statistical study every day. Every day I come here for 9.5 months in a row to get this a week like this. This is why. We're in the heat of the moment right now. This is where most people are like, oh my God, it ran up 10, 15, 20, 30%. This is clearly done. And yeah, generally you could say that in a bear market because we fell into bear market besides Bitcoin. But then you have to look deeper and say, oh my God, well actually we rounded the bottom, went up, had a failed attempt, came all the way back down, rounded it a second time, created V-shape, created this inverse head and shoulders. We've got some of these moving averages, which is the short-term pattern flipping from a short-term bear cycle. Now all of a sudden we've had all these structures building. We're starting to do this. We're starting to get this formulation. We're starting to get the moving average. And the MACD starting to move bullish in a daily sense. And it's like, at a certain point, it's like we can either be afraid, we can convince ourselves that, oh my God, it could go lower, or we can take a shot. And I tend to take a shot. You know, if the boys get broken in the vice of what could have been. I've had a lot of what could have been. I'd rather have what could have been because I'm being proactive, but I'm not looking to lose money. Like, we made enough money on this move up to, even if this fell through, it wouldn't be nearly as much as we made, not even close. So we set ourselves in a good spot here to try to play the continuation. And we kind of stepped out of the way so we didn't have to have that drop. Plus, I needed to reevaluate. That's how I do things. So, I'm excited. I'm excited, good or bad. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. I promise you, it's going to be exciting no matter what. This will be exciting. These are the action moments. We go through 99% of these with no action. Oh, this is action. It might have only went 0.19% on the day, but it means so much more. Bitcoin might be red, but it means so much more than just down 226 points. It does, because Bitcoin, for all intents and purposes in the daily, held very strong. Like, remarkably strong. We just need it to stay steady. We're just looking for a surge here. Maybe not out of Bitcoin, but we're looking for a surge here at the last day of this trading week for this continuation. And some of them have already had it. Like, MXC had like a 40% surge at one point today. Still up 16, 14. But I don't know. I hope I compelled you to at least get excited about the market. So let me see who's here. Now that I talked for 27 minutes. Oh, boy. 27. Wow. It took me 27 minutes to get through that. Yep, it's going to be that kind of a night. At least I got through some, what I hope is some good information. Oh, could I look at XCN? I should probably do that before I get distracted here. That was one of them. I didn't buy it back, but that's one of them that I was thinking about too. Because the 4-hour time frame, we had the golden cross, and we're back testing. This one just, I don't know, because this came up so far that I don't know if it's going to come back and back test the whole friggin' pattern. So that's the only reason that I'm a little skeptical on this one. But it still looks beautiful where it's at. If the whole market reverses, it's probably just going to go with it. But yeah, that's in the same kind of thing. It has a golden cross. The 50 crossed the 200 as well, so we got confirmation. I mean, in all intents and purposes, this will probably do what the rest of them did. We'll get the continuation. Now, after this continuation, I think that's where it could drop down very hard. So think about it. We get the continuation between 10 and 20%. Some of them might go 70. It just depends on what they're like. ZBCN, if we get continuation, that some of which could go 1-2x. You just don't know. There's a few of them like that. Like data. If data breaks out, I don't know how far it would go. That's the thing. So at some point, they got a lot of pent-up aggression. And they do it all the time. I've watched these different style tokens, how they react. And data's one of them, and you guys haven't seen it yet. I used to say it about AMP and MXC, or I mean MXC and ZBAC, or especially MXC. But now I can say it about ZBAC as well. Like, if you haven't seen it, when they run, they're doing 300, 400, 500% in 2-3 days. to where others are doing 30, 40, 50% in those 2 or 3 days. It's insanity. Even AMP, when it does it 300-400% in a couple of days. It's crazy when they do it because they're so pent up. But then you got to be ready to sell because they're going to come back down 50%. So I apologize for trying to explain it, and but for the ones who are listening, I know you understand, or you care, or you at least acknowledge. But I don't know. The other side of the coin is that one bit of bad news here, and this whole fundamental thinking comes unglued, but we won't know anything until after 8. This is just going to stay like this. You're probably more bearish in the last 20 minutes because you're closing the candle out and it's got the illusion of what. So we're going to have to get through the next 20 minutes. So what better time, here we close a little bit of this, to see some of your comments. So, and there's a lot of them. There are a lot of them. Let's see. Oh, it's gonna make me restart this, is it? It didn't have it refreshed. I seen somebody send a donation too. I'll have to get to that. Hold on. YouTube. Somebody always tells me that it doesn't let them click on my stuff, and I always say I know. Because I'm having that same problem right now. It won't let me click on my own lives. So it's not just you guys. I actually have to experience it firsthand. They're always like, oh, well, can you tell them to do this and that? I'm like, it's happening to me. I'm not going to tell them to do shit because it's not working. I can't even click on my own stuff. You want me to act like it's their fault? That's what they always do when you try to ask YouTube. They always act like it's your fault. Oh, yeah, it's my fault. You don't think I know how to use the freaking... I've been doing this 4.5 years every day. You don't think I know how to look at the comments? Give me the benefit of the doubt, please. Let's see. I don't know who is it not going to show me who sent that donation? Oh, that sucks. I apologize. I can't see who because it only gives me so many, so I can't see most of the comments. So I have to start from... If you guys can tell me who sent that donation, I would greatly appreciate it. I got to start from Defined Group. Welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's on for 3+ months. Shane, welcome in. Bigfoot. Maddie Tools. Oh, it only showed me the last 7 minutes. That's why. Syrian Mitchell, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge and being a very trusted mod. Dennis Smith, welcome in from Canada, eh? Pump Master, Reddit area, I'm back. Hey, I'm glad to see you back, Pump Master Flash. It's awesome to see you in here. You've been around for a long time. Long time. I hustle harder than you. Looks like ACH is still trying to push up. They're trying. Yeah, DGB is just lying around for sure. It really is. I have 1 million tokens right now, and we're waiting to see if these actually break out of these back tests on the Golden Cross. And if the whole point of it is if these break out, the ones that have the looming move like Casper and ZBCN, those looming moves to try to even form the Golden Cross, what that means for XRP, if these actually play out, is XRP in a very short amount of time, we're going to be teasing all-time highs here. Remember, just to go a 20% move now for XRP from here, just listen, 20%. Just 20%. You're talking about that would put us up at like $3.28, a 20% move. So you figure 140% move out of XRP, we are cooking. Like we're getting very close to $4 with just a 40% move. So that's where we're at right now. Like we are that close right now. And it's getting pretty interesting. And it's getting very, not scary, but it's getting to a different point if you guys are actually in this. And you're actually seeing it progress from being maybe you were $3,000 in your portfolio, now it's $30,000. And you're like, man, it's moving a lot quicker. And you kind of have to, it works on your mind a little bit different. So then when you start to get used to those levels, when you get back to the smaller levels, you're like, okay, I can deal with this small loss. Like I can sit through a couple $100. Man, I was just going through a couple thousand up and down. Like there's nothing you can do about it because the cycle's playing. And people that aren't in the market, they're like, oh, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's like, well, yeah, if you don't understand it, well, can't you lose it? Well, yeah, of course I can lose it. Can't you lose your dollar for the devaluation by it sitting in the bank too, huh? So, I mean, obviously you can lose, but, ooh, there we go. I don't know if this, yeah, somebody, second donation. I said I made $1,300 on XLM. Thank you for the hard. Holy crap! Are you serious? Wow! Congratulations on that. $1,300. That's incredible. And this is the second donation. So thank you for both, Alec Tony. This $19.99 donation, being in Tom's Army for over your second month with the Dusty Donos Crypto News, and the shout out. I really appreciate that. That's incredible. Make $1,300 on XLM. Well, that makes me very happy. Very, very happy. Well, we don't know for the altcoins. Like XRP is very clearly in an overall bull market. It was in a mini bear market. But now how far it's come back up, it's back in a bull market territory. Most of these are getting back close to it now. But overall, yeah, I mean, a lot of these haven't even entered that territory. You're talking about these ones that are just finally pushing that golden cross forward. Like XLM's finally starting to appear. It's starting to announce itself in the bull market. You know, it's saying, I'm here. And if we can get past this next layer, you're really going to take a look at me because I'm not at 18 or 24 cents anymore. Now I'm at 40. These are big differences. Shane, welcome into Tom's Army. That makes me very happy to see that. Thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. And that is my face superimposed on that emoji badge. As I was thanking you for the longest time, DGB was up 2.22%. Almost like the angels were encouraged by the fact that you joined Tom's Army. So this is a good sign. It's a good sign. Thank you so much. You made me the happiest person in the world today. And you'd think I'd be more nervous today, but I'm not. I feel very comfortable for some reason. Very comfortable. And it doesn't seem like it should be that way, but something's... I don't know how to explain it. They did exactly what they needed to do Friday. Strap liquidity on Saturday. The shorts are probably feeling pretty good right now. And normally you're going to get that evasive move up sometime in that Sunday candle before 8 p.m. because then they can fuck with you on Sunday going into Monday morning. But we're getting close to that evasive sun. I love the Sunday candle before it gets to 8 o'clock when it's not even the Sunday candle. It's technically the Saturday candle. Because this is the sneaky candle where they can sneak on you real quick, get that weekly pushed up or down a little bit, and in this case it would be up a little bit to finish that little candle. And then right when the new candle comes out, no matter if it looks good or bad, they can do what they want. But there's a lot of stuff coming up here to where you get a lot of buy the rumor, sell the news. So yeah, the Fed now is Monday. Correct, Shane. That's great analysis too, because that's something that could pump it up until Monday. But we also have like the rate cut decision on the 31st. And if they don't cut rates, Lord have mercy. If they do cut rates, I think something big's happening. And like for these moves, I would have rather been a part of it than not, like we've been. But now I still want to be a part of this next part if it happens. It's like before it happened, I said, I don't know if it's going to happen. Before we went up on, Wednesday? We were talking the same way on Monday. You don't know. You just have to kind of put yourself in the right position with what you know and what you can study on the charts. And, like, a lot of you guys help me in the Telegram and a lot of that because, you know, I can see, even if you're not understanding, just your conversation back and forth, having almost 400 people in there now, you're getting more of a general consensus of what the normal folk would feel like, except in our case, a lot of you have more education, but then you still have the ones that they don't understand anything to the level of like Nick and everything in between, you know, or like me, or like a few of you other ones that understand technicals at a finer level, but then you've got everybody who haven't looked at a chart ever, or you have the people that understand it to a certain extent. You have the people that are seasoned veterans. You have the ones that are like, you know, different parts of it. And then you have like, when they say that somebody's a professional, the only difference between me and most people is that when I see something, I don't care what it says, I'm up or down. On the chart, if it's still within the range I needed it, I couldn't care less if I'm down $300 or up $6,000. It doesn't matter. Until it finishes out, it doesn't matter. And if it fails, it doesn't matter anyhow. Now, if I'm up $6,000, obviously I might have to take some profit just in case it doesn't. But you get the picture. I'm looking at it more from a charting perspective. But if all of a sudden everything jumped up 40% here, I'd be like, holy shit. I gotta look at this. God damn. If it goes down 20%, I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe I was in that position and I got out at 8% or 6%, and now I can re-enter down 20. Like, that's how I look at this stuff, especially if there's something set up. Now, in this case, if it breaks down these 4-hour time frames, well, then we got to go to the larger time frame, and it's like, well, you know. It's all strange magic to me, and it's, damn you, McMichael. Well, now I know where the rest of my capital has to go. You son of a bitch. You don't even know, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for 6 months with the XP Predictor. You son of a bitch. I asked the Lord for a sign about magic because I was looking at it earlier and it had that expressive move, and magic just happened. Look where it's at. And I had a gut feeling to buy it, and I said, well, if there's a reason to buy it, give me a signal. And you said it's all strange magic to me. And it's just the way that you said it. Son of a bitch. I asked for the sign. I did it to myself. I really did. Ah, you cocksucker. Not you. Me. That's me. Let's see. See what I can do here. I asked for it. I'm the one who asked for it, so I asked for it. I can't believe you said, I can't believe that you said it like that. It was almost like I was being spoken to directly. That is crazy stuff. Okay, well, I don't think I can do a group trade with that particular token, and nor do I think I want to. And I only say that because I got so much money in the group trades right now that I don't think I want to add more. I got $9,000 in there right now. But just out of curiosity, I would like to know if it is in there. It is in there. So that's interesting. Well, that is definitely an interesting and compelling. This is very compelling to me. Oh, I know what you... No. You don't understand. I know you were talking about the charts and not the actual token. That's why I said it's the way you said it. You said it's surprising magic, but it was the way you said it. It was the way you said it. I felt like I was being spoken to when I was reading to it, and that's all I could think about. But I don't know, I'll think about it. But can't really think that long because the market really is starting to flip in a sense. Ooh, that is compelling. That is compelling. So, I want to know what my audience thinks about that. Looks to break out of the resistance. Was in the elevator today at Ripple and ran into Bob. He was so calm and relaxed, freaked me out. Yeah, he's kind of he's on a vacay right now. I would get in, I would bring him in, but my son's sleeping. I'm having a hard enough time trying to keep myself under control. That is a doozy. That is a doozy. This might be a case where I have to kind of tell AVAX to go fuck itself. But I don't really want to because I see what's happening there. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to take anything out to buy it. Jesus Lord. That is fucking massive. Where would that put us? Fuck me. Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, Jesus Lord. That's a big... That would be the continuation. Jesus Christ. Sean, thank you so much. Says he likes my enthusiasm. That's my main man from Maine, Sean Crothers. And a very trusted mod. Thank you so much. Whew. I like Magic. If this breaks out, I like Magic a lot here. Do you believe in magic? I know I do. You know what sucks about it? Is that these are all in that position where it's either it does break this formation and it does the continuation. Like generally it will do a continuation after a long down stretch. We had a long down stretch. And you know, it generally will have that short-term continuation and then you have to meet things at the next stage. And then you'll decide whether or not this market's bullish. And right now we haven't done the middle point. We're kind of stuck at the first point. But we haven't done the main point. So, I mean, I'm compelled as hell here. What is it at? How much is this damn token? What a fucker. Sorry, I'm doing this in real time, so... Trying to make a decision. Because I don't have one of those big gamblers in with the group. And this would absolutely be one of those big gamblers. And I'd buy 10,000 tokens worth, which would be about 1,800 bucks or so. 1,850. Okay. Okay, I mean, I feel compelled. I'm compelled for some reason to make this move. I can't explain it. And I was either going to do it by myself and just, hey, if I lose 10% and 180 bucks, to hell with it. Not that it's not a lot of money, but just, hey, this is what it is. I took a shot. It all bit me in the nuts. But at least I took a shot. No, we will not be doing a 20x trade. It's a 1x trade in my group. I can't believe we're right here right now.
As Bloomberg's global financial correspondent, I get to meet the people shaping the way money flows around the world. And I want to bring you
Well,
with me.
there it is. I did it. I did it in the group. I did it in the group. I found myself compelled. I bought 10,219.7 tokens is what it came out to. It gave us 18.07 cents. It's at 18.09. $1,846 in margin. And you guys are invested very deeply with me on this move. Just if it happens, it happens. But if it doesn't, don't come crying to me because, you know, we took a shot. And I'm not going to sell it just because you guys seen how it went the whole day. I'm not going to get scared over 1 or 2%. If this formation breaks down, I'll have to I will, You know, what's a better move, ZBAC or Magic? It's impossible to tell. Both of them are the kind that if they actually do move, they're going to just go insane. But Magic already has a built-in move that we can measure. We can't measure it with, we don't know yet with ZBAC because it hasn't made the big surge out yet. So because this is a group trade, we'll have ACH at the top, Magic, and then from most compelling to me, ZBCN and Data. Those are the most compelling. And Casper. I like ABAX too, but as far as compelling, AMP is a compelling one as well, but that's kind of on my own. And what I ended up doing was I went from 1 million to 500,000 AMP so that I could buy with the group, you know, the amount that I did with Magic. So I kind of just switched over some stuff a little bit, just a tiny bit. So that's what I decided to do. We'll see what happens. It's like they say, it's more exciting with each other than yourself. But now we made it through the day, which is good. We made it through Saturday, or the Friday candle. And now we're into Saturday. This is officially now the real Saturday candle. Which I know some people are like, oh, well, the Friday candle closed at 8. Well, you know what? Technically, you could say that. And then you start Saturday at 8 p.m. But I'm just saying, I look at it kind of the opposite. Because when does the week end? You know, like, well, I guess you could say the Sunday candle. So, yeah, the Sunday candle starting now. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm kind of thinking about all this stuff at once. But, yeah, the Sunday candle, you're looking at it now in a very real way. And this is that in-between. This is the in-between. I'm in ZBCN as well, so, you know, I think it's got a very strong setup. Like a very strong setup. There's not enough money to go around all the ones that I would want to. So I kind of have to strategically pick it in a certain way. But you're talking about a drop. If this goes the wrong way, this would cost me about $1,500 overall. But I'm doing it all the ones in spots. So it's like, if they do drop, it gives me plenty of time. Some of them have just given us a compelling opportunity, that's all. And I have this particular one on Casper. Oh, here comes the rain. Oh, shit, I gotta bring the stuff in. Hold on. Alright, sorry about that, everybody. I just had to tell Julie that I put some stuff in a few different spots in case she needed it. I didn't want her to have to go outside in the rain. Let's see. Wow, it's already been 54 minutes. Did anybody else get kicked off just now? I don't know. I think I'm still here. Didn't we really say it was magic? Right? Oh, it'd be crazy. I'm so glad that somebody mentioned it because I was thinking about it for so long. But, you know, at the same time, it could break down and then it's just, whoops. I'm glad you guys tagged along. I just look at it as a spot position. If anything, we have 10,000 tokens at about 1,800 bucks, right? Around 18 cents. We're not at the high. We're right at the lowest part of 18 cents, like 18.05 or 18.03. I don't remember what it said. And then you look at it as you got 10,000 tokens until you don't. And it's not a loss until you sell it. So, you know, we've all been there. But this has to be up here because it's like, how did this switch back? I thought I switched this. Must not have saved. Oh, because I left because it was raining. ACH. Well, I like it in my own way. And compelling orders. So we have ACH as a copy. Where the hell did Magic go? Oh, then we have Magic. I'm going to keep this down here with the ZBCN crowd. AVAX right here. AMP needs to be about somewhere around here. But I like the data and ZBCN, like, and compelling standards like this. If I'm looking at compelling right now, and well, Magic too, you probably have to do either 1, 2, or 3, something like that. Just because of the size of the move, I think that's how compelling it is. And you can flip the top 3. At the same time, though, any one of those top 3 could fall off the most, too. So that's the risk, kind of risk-reward here. That's why I only did $1,800 on Magic with everybody. Just in case it does fall off and we lose 10%. At least it's... And I know it's $180 if you have as much as I put into it. But at least it's not, you know, $600, $700, $800. Because those are real fast movers. Wow, it's just not saving it. Did I not save it twice in a row? That is insanity. But, so yeah, that's the way I'm looking at it. If anything, I hope that you learn, like, you know, like, how clusterfucked it really is when I'm looking at things, like, and the way my brain thinks. You know, I'm trying to think of not only the movement that's going to happen, but also the size of the move that can possibly happen within the move. That's the thing. So, it's a very compelling thing to start watching it, and that's why I have my chart set up in a certain way on that page. It's basically, man, we are just in that weird spot right now. I could keep trying to explain it, or we can watch this play out. Either it goes up, and you see what happens on continuation on some of these back tests of the Golden Cross, and then some of them that haven't played through yet, like Casper and ZBCN, you can see how it eventually breaks through. Or you can see what a failed attempt looks like. You can have it all set up. You can think it's there, but you just don't get the volume to follow through, and then it just comes through. That's the other side of this that we could possibly witness here. So, don't let your emotions dictate what's going on. Try to set up something, and then, you know, try to have a plan. Try to have a plan. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. Julie already told me she needed something, so I'm going to go help her. We'll let this play out. Good or bad, we might just have a few extra positions here for a couple days, and then all of those positions, if I sold them out, we would just, now they'd be the ones that we identify at the next stage, so that we could get back and then make the money back. That's how I do it on my own time, so that's how we're going to do it together too. So either way, we're going to have a lot of stuff to study. We'll still come out way ahead by the end of this. It's just, if this breaks down, it's going to take longer. It's going to take longer for this next part of the cycle to move. If it breaks out now, and we start to get the continuation out of here, it could happen pretty quickly. So, you know, either way, be excited, and don't let it blow you up, so to say. Just go with it. You know, just understand that it's very volatile, and sometimes you got